Hey, everybody. It is Thursday night. It's time for some shop talk. I'm Josh Olive with Haven Comics. That's the store right here. And we'll be back in just a second. So stick around. I told you we'd be back, and here we are. So, and by we, I mean me, and of course, Alan, because you can't have shop talk without Alan. What's up, bud?
Well, speaking of being back, and I didn't get a chance to tell you this a minute ago because I was working on something else. But next Thursday, my wife's cast is supposed to be taken off of her ankle. And if all goes well, we are going to leave to go out of town that morning. So I will not be here next Thursday night. Yep, I'm just planning on it. I'm about to pull a Josh. I need some time off. So,
How did that go? Okay, donut.
Oh, well, hey, I'm glad you said that because that actually, in this is going to be since we're waiting on someone. This will be mild spoilers or possibly major spoiler for anyone who has not read Dungeon Crawler Carl. Here's your warning to mute us for just a moment. That text message you sent last night about that was a kick in the feels. What part was you talking about in book 5?
Um, Prepotente.
Did what?
Prepotente. The goat guy.
Oh, with Mother.
Yeah.
Oh, it actually gets a little bit worse. There's one part that's going to shatter you because of him.
Yeah, I get that impression.
Well, in book 8, he has a moment on the floor that they're doing, and yeah, it's what Carl says to him. It's very short, but it's very sweet, and it means everything in the world to him. So there's that book series is wild because you can literally be reading something that is so blatantly stupid that you're like, I cannot believe I'm reading this.
Yep.
And then 2 sentences later, something is said or something happens and you start tearing up. And then 5 minutes later, you're laughing hysterically like there's something wrong with you.
There have been multiple instances where I have just laughed out loud and I've had to stop until I quit laughing. Most of those, if I'm honest, are caused by Donut. Uh, her totally random, weird things she says, and then her like latching on to stuff that doesn't matter at all and is totally stupid, but it's so cat. It is so absolutely cat. The dude clearly owns cats.
The fact that she is a pretentious sociopath
Yes.
is 100% cat character right there.
In the very first book, when they push the shopping cart full of explosives into the room, and then she says that about the baby, and I'm like, oh my god, you can't do that. And yeah, he did that.
Now, you said you just got finished reading book 5, correct? Or you're on book 5?
I'm 3/4 of the way through book 5.
Okay, so that's the level where they're going against the hunters, correct?
James, what's up, brother? That is correct. Yes.
See, I love, and here comes some spoilers. I love the way that started out when Carl actually got to the floor and he walked in, he grabbed something, and he's like, "Hey, Donut, come on, let's go." He walks out another door with the bodyguard and literally just shows up in that little town, just starts blowing everything. It was so random the way he did it all.
Well, we have missed you the past several weeks, James. Not gonna lie. Facebook is broken. I have been trying for 3 months to fix it, and I can't actually speak to a human, which is where I'm at in the process of I have to speak to a human, and they've made it impossible to speak to a human. Um, so I'm having to like do some wackadoo stuff. One day I will explain all the intricacies of how insane this is. um, yeah. Um, but yeah, Facebook done broke itself, and now it's causing me problems in all kinds of ways. If anybody from Facebook is listening, help brother out, man.
They're probably not listening because they don't understand how to operate YouTube.
Yes, that is correct. That's great. But speaking of things, a lot of you saw my post earlier today. Today would have been Alex's 50th birthday, and just a shout out to Alex. He was the best guy to hang out with, and he was a sweetheart of a guy, like nice as he could be, a killer sense of humor. And we missed that guy. I mean, he was a fixture, an absolute fixture, and I hate that he's gone. But we miss Alex, and I didn't want his birthday to go by without kind of giving him a shout out and remembering Alex.
I have got to give Alex credit where credit is due. He was so much fun to talk to, and I mean, a very talented artist, but Alex is the person that turned me on to the simple fact that there is an entire genre of videos out there of random dudes cooking 5-star meals in the middle of the woods.
Oh Lord, yeah, he had that channel on YouTube going all the time. And there was never any music, no talking. You could just hear fire crackling and water running from the creek nearby.
Yeah.
And some dude is out here with some big giant machete looking knife, and he's just like chopping stuff and putting stuff. And yeah, he was something.
You're cooking like a $500 tomahawk steak on the side of a riverbank.
Oh yeah, Men with Pots. That was the name of the channel.
Yep.
But yeah, he used to do that, and he also used to love to watch like old commercials from the 50s and 60s and 70s. He would have a whole stream of them on the TV up there, and you'd walk in and there's some commercial saying like 9 out of 10 doctors agree Marlboro cigarettes are the best. And you're like, what is this? What are you doing?
Have you ever, in all the trips that you've gone to Disney, have y'all ever eaten at Sci-Fi Drive-In?
Oh yeah.
So you know the old cartoons that they play on the drive-in theater screen there?
Yeah, yeah.
So I walked in one day and Alex was watching those, and I literally walked in, I stopped, and I looked up at the TV, and Alex and he literally was standing on the other, he's standing on one side of the counter, I'm standing on the customer side of the counter, we're both propped up on the counter, and we're watching this bizarre Tom and Jerry cartoon, and I promise you, I was leaned up against that counter at least 10 minutes before Alex even said, "You want your box?" And I'm like, "Yep." we just stood there and just watched cartoons for a good 30 minutes.
I can absolutely picture that. So funny. He just would have the most random stuff on, and but it was always fascinating. You're like, it never would have occurred to me to watch streams of commercials from the 50s, 60s, 70s. But once you do, it's fascinating. You're like, it's like a time capsule. You're going, holy smokes, what is going on with this? This is insane. Come to McDonald's and get your Big Mac, large fries, and a Coke for 60 cents. And you're like, oh, 60 cents?
Mm-hmm.
And then go see a movie for 10 cents. Like, get out of here. Yeah.
Honestly, it was, in a bizarre way, it was extremely nostalgic when he had it on those YouTube channels and stuff. Just for the simple fact of
yes, the work tutorial for
Burger
King.
Yeah.
There was a series of those, and they were hilarious.
I mean, I walked in the door one day and saw a Virginia Slim commercial on the TV. I was like, I have not seen a Virginia. I've not even thought of the name Virginia Slims in 20 years.
I
That
worked
was
for a summer. For a summer, I worked for a brick mason, and one of the guys that I worked with, his name was Doral. I was like, Daryl, and he said, no, Doral. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, I know. That was my mom's favorite brand of cigarettes. I was like, oh, okay.
That's rough right there.
Okay. I mean, at least his name wasn't Virginia Slim.
Yeah, really. So since we're still waiting on our person, I have absolutely no comic books to cover this week because I have not been by the shop yet. So have you been able to get caught up any since your vacation?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I mean,
most of mine are from this week, but let me haul some of these comics out here. See what we got here. I got caught up on this one, which you talked about last week.
So what do you think about it? It is so good.
That's good.
That is why I said last week, I firmly believe Nightwing is the best book that DC has right now.
It's solid. There's no question about that. It is solid.
Oh, look who has done snuck in the back door on us. What's going on?
Steve Hinton. Brother, tell us what your favorite memory of Alex was, Steve. Because we're having a good time talking about the weird stuff he would have on the TV up at the shop. Why is that book in here upside down? What's going on with that? Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, I did do something drastic over this past week, and I'm still having I still can't believe I actually did it. I sorted my comic book room and put stuff away. It was rough.
But dude, by the bylaws, you're not allowed to do that.
You know what? I even did something else. I had a hefty stack of books about like this. And I thought none of those books are ever going to be worth anything. I'm not taking the time to bag and board those. And I just stuffed them in a box.
Well. Pulling out the ones that I want to talk about. I also finally got to read this one.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was great. Speaking of which, I mean, Dungeon Crawler Carl, it's got a shout out from Matt Denneman. Watching Bob Ross. He did used to like to watch Bob Ross. That is a true statement. He did have the Bob Ross on there a pretty good bit. I
was thoroughly impressed by that Dead Acre. I thought that was really good. That was a solid first book.
I thought it was pretty great. I was very glad to see it. Let's scroll through here. I'll show that one off because that's just one of my favorites of anything that he's done. We'll show that off here in a minute. Let's see. Zorro has apparently hit the public domain because a lot of people are suddenly doing Zorro comics. But we have a guest coming on tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. Why is that highlighted?
I have no idea. That just randomly popped up.
All right. But our guest tonight, for anybody who doesn't know, is Mark Spears. He'll be on shortly. But speaking of Mark, this cover that he did, this is one of my favorite things that he's ever done. I love this cover.
Oh, that is a great cover. No doubt.
Look at that. I mean, that is awesome.
I actually did not get a copy of that one.
It's a good perspective. It's got some interesting things going on. I love it. Dead Man #2, Mark Spears cover. That was great. Really, really good. Love this cover. You talked about this last week, but I finally got the chance to read it. Weird West. Guys being raised from the dead to go on the hunt as the hand of God. Yeah, I dig it. That's fun. Giving me kind of Shoot, what was the name of the RPG that we used to play that was set in a weird West world? Deadlands.
Yeah.
Deadlands was great.
Yeah, there was it was a made for TV Western that came out years ago. I remember watching it with my dad. It probably came out 20 years ago. It had a young Donnie Wahlberg in it. That's how long ago it was.
Huh.
And it was called Purgatory. And what it
Oh,
was
I
is,
remember that. I just didn't remember him being in it.
yeah, he actually played Billy the Kid in it.
Makes
Um,
sense.
but that Dead Acre reminded me of Purgatory, and I loved that movie.
Yeah. G.I. Joe 330. Snake Eyes and anybody who's ever had his memories implanted in their heads um, all have just discovered that Dr. Venom, back in the day when he did this, and Dr. Venom goes way back. He died very early on in the original G.I. Joe run. But he's the one who invented the brainwave scanner. He put in an Easter egg, essentially, in Snake Eyes' head, that at some point he was going to flip and kill anybody that was on the active G.I. Joe roster. Unfortunately, 3 people now have Snake Eyes memories in their heads, and they're all 3 in different places. So you kind of get this alien style episode where Snake Eyes, Don Moreno, and Sean Collins are all the alien in 3 different locations. And you're like, I don't, this is not good. This is not good at all. But this issue has a surprise first appearance. Um, you have to read it, James. Got to read it. But this issue has a surprise first appearance. So we ordered a few extra copies. Do you know who that first appearance is?
Well,
Did I tell you already?
no, but I'm thinking that based on some of the stuff I'm seeing, I'm assuming that it's going to be Laura Croft.
Yep, somebody is sneaking into Castle Destro, and it is indeed Laura Croft, Tomb Raider.
And see, I'm wondering, since you've already read, I mean, I haven't read it. I won't get my mitts on it until tomorrow. But in that memory, in the last issue, in Snake Eyes' memory, there's a picture of a young girl.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if that was either a young Laura Croft, because nobody knew who this young girl was. It was in his memory. They had no clue.
Yeah, they have not explored that yet, so I don't know.
I'm wondering if it's a young Laura Croft or if it was a child that Snake Eyes had before G.I. Joe.
I don't think so, because he was just a kid.
Yeah, but we know how them boys were before they went to Nam.
Oh, I guess not wrong. But there is an upcoming G.I. Joe Tomb Raider 8-issue limited series coming, which is apparently set in the G.I. Joe original recipe universe and not in the Energon universe, which I thought was interesting. I thought, if anything, they would put her in the Energon universe, but they did not. So, yeah.
But honestly, when you look at her character and the character that video game series has built, you know, for the past 30 years almost, I think she fits better in the Real American Hero universe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What have we here? Look at
What's
this.
going on, Blue? God, it has been a while, brother.
Blue Hellion. Our contingent from Nebraska is back. Welcome, brother. It has been a long time. It's good to see you. Yeah, James, that would explain why you've been seeing Laura Croft suddenly pop up. Apparently, Hasbro has the license, and they will be doing a classified action figure of Laura Croft.
Yeah, I know, and you know, there's a part of me that wants that action figure.
Oh, I'm totally getting it. Not even gonna lie. I finally got to read Absolute Green Arrow number 2, and you're right. It leaves you with more questions than you had before number 1.
It's literally, every time you think you've got it figured out in that issue who Green Arrow is, they kill that person.
I'm still wondering if it's not multiple people. That's my guess.
It would make sense at this point.
Now, I got this book because the art is by Aaron Lopresti, and I love Aaron Lopresti's art. Dude is amazing. He did that Swamp Thing Ophelia commission that I've got on the wall at the shop.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous, and it makes me happy. Dude, we are aware of that. This ain't our first rodeo.
I know, but if she's anything like those original 32 bits that she was, that action figure is going to be well worth the money.
But anyway, Zorro's Legacy is an interesting book. Note on the cover here, you've got Zorro, classic Zorro, and then you got Zorro with like a modern city skyline behind him.
Yep.
And Zorro's Legacy is exactly that. It is kind of like the Phantom, has a story that goes from generation to generation to generation over hundreds of years. This is Zorro's Legacy. So you get old school stories set back in the day and stories along the way through to the modern times. Very interesting. If you have not yet picked up Comics, the magazine, number 5, first of all, why not? This magazine is super fun. Secondly, this particular issue has an interview with Mark Spears, and it is a really solid interview. I mean, this is a good interview. Well worth a read. Strongly recommend it. It's $3. It's $2.99. Pick it up at your local comic shop. If you're in Huntsville, that better be Haven, because otherwise I'll be very upset, and none of you wants that. You should get that. It's good. This is the one everybody's talking about. Everybody is up in arms. Have you seen this one yet?
Hang on a minute. We got another one sneaking in. Thank you. It is time that you converted from Facebook to YouTube. Welcome home. All are welcome here.
But anywho, have you picked this one up yet?
Is that one... Did that one come out this week or a couple weeks ago?
It was either this week or last week. I don't remember.
I think that was last week's. And yes, I have read it. You kind of get more backstory on who she is, that she's a hired hand.
Well, the important bit here is none of that. It's the first appearance. It's the first appearance, although it's not a first appearance, because that would, in modern parlance, that would just be a cameo. Right?
Yep.
If people say that's a first appearance, then Hulk 180 is the first appearance of Wolverine, and that's all there is to it. But they're finally doing something about the Alfred storyline that has lain dormant for these many years. And yeah, they're bringing back an interesting character here. We'll see how it turns out. This came out this week.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get my hands on that one. Stephanie Phillips has been killing it on Daredevil.
She's killing it. Lee Garbett is killing it. I got to tell you, the artwork in this early bit, he is clearly channeling some 1992 Daredevil fear. I mean, you see that, you absolutely recognize that as the characterization as he was drawn in that 5-issue limited series back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Grace, if you need a note to take to your boss to get you out of work early on Thursdays, I'll be more than happy to write you one.
That offer stands for anybody.
Tell them I have approved this PTO.
That's right. This is some extra credit here. You got to do that. Emperor Aquaman number 19. Aquaman continues.
Great looking cover.
It is. I think it's the B cover. I don't know why I got this one, but this is the one I got. But it is a great cover with him just behind that wall of water. So good. This book continues to be a fantastic comic book. The writing is great. The art is great. It opens with Aquaman and Hal Jordan just kind of standing around having a conversation, and it is just that is fantastic. This is a really really good book. And I know a lot of you are going, but it's Aquaman. How good can it be? It's good. Just trust us. We're good. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it was because I was reading Jeremy Adams' run on Flash Gordon, and then I heard that he was going to do Aquaman, and it's like, okay, he's freaking amazing on Flash Gordon. Let's see what he does with Aquaman. And I picked it up, and it's a must read as far as I'm concerned. But so Jeremy Adams is one more book away. I get one more book from him that is like Flash Gordon, Aquaman level storytelling, and it's going to be sunk. I'll have to read everything that man writes.
uh, yeah, Mike. No lie. Aquaman. I mean, this is issue number 19. I picked up the first one thinking, well, I should probably read the first one and see how it is. And next thing I know, I'm like, where's number 2?
Yeah.
Where's number 3? Holy smokes. This one is like the top of my pull list, my pile every week. When it comes out, I find myself like, I got to read that one first. And that is unusual for me. G.I. Joe is always first. Um, and then, like my other favorites, I'm not one of those guys that reads all the ones that I'm not all that into right now and then saves the best for last. I wish I was that disciplined, but I'm not. Um, But yeah, Aquaman has been solid, absolutely consistent and fantastic for 19 straight issues. It is so good. Strongly recommend.
So I know it will be a little bit difficult for you to do this, but you know how I determine my reading order now?
How's
I
that?
thought I'm no longer going to sort through anything. I'm literally going to let fate run its
Ah,
course. So my reading order is whatever order Tom puts my books in when he's putting them in the bag.
that's fair. That's fair. I like that. That's probably a
I mean,
better
if
plan.
I end on a high note, I end on a high note. If I end pissed off, I end pissed off. That's just all there is to it.
That's fair. This is again a B cover. This is not the A cover. But this particular book, there's a show coming out or a movie. I think it's a movie. So I wanted to give it a look because this is a character I thought, well, that's a strange character to choose, but okay, let's see what they do. Um, and I love this movie poster with the distress, like where it's folded in the middle, even.
Oh, that is good. I
I
like that.
love that. But Clayface, Celebrity Dirt. And
It is random chance, and I know how he sorts the books. He actually sorts them by price, and then he
yes, he
stacks
does
them up.
because his last name is Price.
Yep.
Um, this book starts, you see somebody holding a wig and they're knocking on the door of a celebrity like, hey, um, I've got your new wig, let's get this on, let's try it on before you go on. And then they step into the room where the actor is, and the actor has just melted.
Nice.
And you're like, what in the world?
Who's
But
doing the
you're
art on that?
but you're reading Clayface, so it's let's see. It is Fran Gallen. Nobody that I know. A name I am not familiar with currently. Um, but the art's good. People actually have facial expressions. It's not just a whole lot of gritted teeth and
Yeah.
eyebrows. Um, really, really good, and not afraid to pull punches. There's some stuff here that you're like, oh, that's nasty. But yeah, this is a fun book. If you're a fan of the Batman corner of the DC universe, uh, this is a really fun book. Clayface Celebrity Dirt. I'd recommend giving it a shot. Um, Another Mark Spears cover. Firestorm.
And that book has been good also.
Jeff Lemire is killing it on this book. It's I never thought of Firestorm as a dark character, right? I always thought of him as like a light, kind of a Peter Parker character, but with the old professor stuck in his head, right? And you're like, well, okay, but just kind of zippy and fun. And this book is not zippy. It is not fun. Not the way that I mean, like that. It is fascinating. It's really, really, really good. Uh, and it's got a mystery to it. Like the Ronnie and the professor have been separated somehow. They are fused together in this one body, but they have been separated. And what happens when they get separated is apparently very, very bad. Firestorm turns into Dr. Manhattan in like not a good way. Uh, yeah, this book has this is issue number 3, I think. Yeah, number 4. Just so good. It has been consistently really good, and you can pick up a snazzy Mark Spears cover while you're at it. Boom, can't go wrong with that. And then lastly, from my current reading stack, I have Absolute Batman number 22, came out this week.
So in 21, it seems like Dick Grayson is already having second thoughts.
There is some backstory to a couple of characters here. And you're like, you'll see, probably, you will see one of the twists coming. But I don't think you'll see the second one. And, oh, man. Oh, man. It's so very good.
Now, is this the issue that introduces Batgirl?
No.
Okay.
No. I think that's 24.
All right.
Where she comes out. But this one, just the backstory that goes on here, will have you like go, no. Ooh. It hits hard. It hits hard. It's good storytelling. So when you read it, you're like, slow down, pay attention, because you're about to get dropped some information, and it's well worth, like, how is this going to affect things in the story? Because it makes a difference, and it's really, really good. So if you're not reading Absolute Batman, you're like one of the only ones, I guess, because Absolute Batman right now is the Spider-Man and X-Men of the 90s.
Yep.
Where everybody was reading it and everybody was talking about it. And it has the added benefit of being really good stuff. It's good storytelling. The art is great. Highly recommend it. We've talked about this before, and I'll say it again. If you cast your mind back and try to think of another comic where every issue was introducing some new character that everybody's like, oh, that's the first appearance of somebody and it's important and I care about that. The closest analog I can think of is Amazing Spider-Man, where you're getting introduced to, Mysterio and Kraven the Hunter and Green Goblin. I always said Green Arrow. And the Scorpion and Rhino, and you're just meeting all these characters in quick succession. Boom, 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 boom. Scorpion, Vulture, all of these characters, you're like, these are all mainstay villains who have been around for 60 years now, constantly being used because they were just good characters on their own, in their own right. And he continues to do that, follow that same pattern. And I've never seen another book successfully pull it off.
Yep.
It's just remarkable what he's doing. It's well worth it. And we just got Dustin Ellis sent that email earlier today, right?
Yep.
And you're like, okay. He finally was like, I guess I'll read this first issue now. And he read it and was like, oh,
I
okay, I get
understand
it.
now.
I get it. It seems very much a book that he would like.
Now,
And same
speaking
with
of getting
same
it,
with Nick.
did you see what just happened backstage?
No,
You
no,
don't see
I
what's
didn't
going
see
on
what happened
backstage?
backstage. Who who let that guy on?
I don't. I don't know, but when we bring him on, I just want to look at him for a minute because it's been a while since I've seen him.
Yeah, he probably looks different. We'll see if he's got like tan lines or um, if he's got contacts or what. There's bound to be some kind of difference here.
But when he comes on, I would like to observe a moment of silence.
Let's do that. You ready?
Uh,
3, 2, 1.
Love it. Great intro.
How you doing, brother?
Doing good. I have not seen you guys since the expo, probably, right?
It has been a minute. I love that people were concerned. Wait, did he shave? All the buildup, they were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
And then,
I need to, Dave.
then you come on. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I look about the same.
People are afraid of what you might look like if you shaved, I guess.
Sorry, I will be shaving here probably in I don't know a couple months. Oh,
You do the reverse. You shave in time for Christmas. Is that?
yeah.
It's hot outside right now.
I'm gonna be trying to lose weight, so the skinnier I get, the more I could shave, right? So you don't see all this extra skin. I got my 3 chins.
Hey,
So
look,
that's
most
why.
people only have one chin. You are above average, just like me. And hey, who doesn't want more?
Well, okay, hang on a second. Let's talk about this for a second, Mark. I've actually been losing weight, and I found that I don't have to shave. What I can do is I can actually cut the line in the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it makes my face look even a little bit slimmer than what it actually is. So use the contours. Do what you got to do.
Use the contours.
Yeah. I'm about to get on a lot of vitamins and stuff. I went and talked to my doctor, and we did blood work and everything. So everything's good. I'm just
they never have anything good to say, those guys.
No, not really. But I'm gonna start a program to where I'm gonna try to lose weight, because my biggest concern was at my job is sitting a lot, right? And
Yep.
it wasn't really just the weight as much as my muscles. I'm tending to hurt on my sides, on my right side, because of just the way I'm sitting. So, I mean, we're talking about sometimes I will not get up for 5-6 hours, right?
Yep.
I don't even go to the bathroom or not. I'm just constantly working. So that, and then there's other like abdomen. It's my core is just gone, right? I don't have really good core strength. So I got to build all that up and to get healthy so I can continue to do this longer, right? Because I'm just so consumed about getting the work done that I'm not taking care of myself as much as I should. So that was my biggest concern. That's why we went to the doctor, and hopefully everything by Christmas, man, I'll be in a lot better shape. To where I'm getting a walking desk, which can't really draw with that, but
no, you can't
do other things with it, right? I can do when I'm having to do my emails and all that. So we're gonna do that. Gotta get my steps in and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a part of being a comic book artist or writer or whatever you are. It's if you're doing it so much and you forget the outside world, that you got to keep yourself in decent shape so you can do it longer. So,
well, whatever vitamins and such that doctor puts you on, give me a shout, because I might need to be your battle buddy here, Ben.
There you go.
See, with mine, my blood work did not come back that good. So I started boosting the protein intake and then cutting everything down. And I mean, yeah, it takes a while, but losing weight is one of those things where the slower you lose it, the longer it stays off.
Yeah. and that's another thing. You don't want to do it too quick, and because then it's just like a little quick thing that you'll get it right back. But now, some of my numbers weren't great, but they weren't so bad that they have to give me medicine to lower things, right? Like, my blood pressure wasn't too bad. My cholesterol was not good, but they said dropping the weight, they ain't gonna have to put me on medication. Just to drop the weight will take care of it, they think. So my biggest thing is my weight. If I can get it down, all my other stuff kind of gets in place. So
I mean, my biggest thing is my weight too.
Here's my only thing. I don't need you losing too much weight because I like them thick. I mean, everybody's laughing, but if you look, I'm not laughing.
Don't tell Melissa. Don't tell Melissa.
Oh my goodness. Oh me. I feel like we're actually backstage, but we're actually on
right
now.
I mean, I'm going to need at least a couple of handfuls at FarleyCon. All right. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I saw it. Yeah, that have you? I haven't opened one yet. Is it good inside?
It's a great interview.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know.
It is a really solid interview. My only problem with it was I went to turn the page to see the rest of it, and I was like, "That was the end." No.
It was.
I wanted there to be more.
It was at a point when we did that because it was on like a stream thing where we just talked and he recorded it all. At that point, we weren't able to really talk about Spawn 77 much. Now I would be able to more. And we didn't even mention Graveyard Shift at all because it was about a month before it was announced. So that's the only thing is I wish that all that could have got in there. But I haven't read it or I think I'm the one who sent them the artwork, so I know what artwork they might use. But it was a cool thing to do. The Spawn version kind of blew up. The way that worked was
the Spawn version absolutely blew up.
They had told me that because I had mentioned, I said, hey, you should talk to Todd about doing, if I'm going to be on that cover, doing a Spawn 77 cover too, do a cover B or something. And they said, well, we reached out, but we didn't really hear nothing back. And I said, well, here, let me try. And Todd was all for it. And so we used it was actually the concept art that I did for Spawn 77 that they eventually put in the action figures. There was an action figure made and it was a comic that went on back.
Yeah.
So they used that and it looks great. And it's going for like $60 to $100.
$75 to $100 right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's great.
They used it as a 1 in 25 because they sell bundles of 25 and they would just randomly stick one in there. And they used that as 1 in 25. So people lost their minds for it.
Yeah. And it's again, another thing that no one knew until it came out. Like when it was retailers' hands, that's when everybody kind of knew. So that's why I had made a post about it. But it's interesting because that's 2 weeks back to back. You had, or maybe 3 weeks. I can't really remember the timing, but the Captain America 12 coming out.
Yep.
No one, I still get people writing me saying, why didn't you let me know? And I'm like, man, I did not know until a retailer wrote me and had it in hand. I didn't know that it was happening. They never told me at all. And, so that came out that Wednesday. I think maybe I knew that weekend or something because, some people get their books on Saturday, but that turned out to be a big hit. And then the Spawn right after it. So it's been a nice couple of weeks to get your name out there a little bit more. Plus we also
remind people you're still there. Yeah.
Yeah. And right before that is the solicitations in June for Spawn and for Graveyard Shift. So it's ignited a new, I don't know, just more conversations about me. It's interesting. These people talking about Spawn 77 and I'll see Todd's doing this big, like media press tour thing where he's, talking a lot of podcast and everything.
Yep.
And what's so funny is watching those, and they go, Mark Spears is going to do interiors. That's insane. That's so up. And then Todd will go, well, he does interiors on his own book. It just kind of shows you, though. Honestly, Monsters, as big as it ever has been, is still this big in terms of comics, because a lot of people don't even, some comic stores don't carry it, never carried it. Some people don't even know it exists. And Spawn, even though our sales, I mean, we're in the top, I think, like I would say from 80 to 50, in a given month of when our book comes out or something, in the top 200. And a lot of times we'll beat Spawn, but Spawn has a bigger audience just because it's more widely known, right? It's
well, it's been around for 30 plus years.
Yeah, and people look at Image as like the big three. Now, it's not the big two, it's the big three. And a lot of times they don't even look at that as an independent book, even though it is still. But so it's really interesting to hear people talk, like, wow, I can't believe Mark's going to do this, when I've been doing that for this whole time with Monsters and Midnight Man and Monster and the Wolf and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy, though, when Spawn gets to come out and people can read that story and see it. And I think it's a great debut. That's something that's not independent, really. I mean, I guess Spawn still is, but and I was trying to describe it to my wife about it. I said, it's like, because I said Alex Ross is a great artist, one of my favorites. And
Alex Ross is amazing.
Right. And when he did when he did Kingdom Come, when he did Marvels, right, and all those, if he would have then just done a side book on his own, independent, at a company that you never heard of, I don't know, would I have went as a big fan over there to get it, or would I be like, nah, I kind of want the Marvel or DC versions, that's what I want. And I think that's the kind of the way it is. Independent stories are treated a little different, because it's a different flavor, and a lot of people don't know about them. So,
yeah, but at the same time, though, when you look at like when people like Alex Ross got started, independent comics were more of an underground thing for hardcore collectors, and independents are a lot more mainstream now.
Well, yes, and I would argue that, but I remember I went back because I like to collect things that I didn't know was out or whatever, and Alex went over there to Dynamite and did capes, wasn't it, or some public domain characters, right? But that didn't get the not even in terms of sales, but just didn't get the publicity.
Nobody noticed.
Exactly. No one noticed, not to knock Dynamite or Alex or anything. It's just, that's the thing. Independents are not, the light's not shine on them as much. Now, if it's Image, I think that the light is still there, because Image is a huge company, right? Look at Dork, look at Saga, look at Walking Dead, look at Invincible,
the Energon universe,
all the Skybound stuff and everything. So I do think that's a little bit of the case. It's just funny to me to hear people act like I had never done interiors before. It's fine with me, because maybe they'll check out Spawn and never checked out my stuff, and maybe they'll like it and then go get some of my other stuff. But it's funny. But it's exciting to see what Spawn 77 will do, because it is more of a mainstream book with a mainstream brand attached to it, even though it's all new characters and stuff. So
now, I'm interested in that for sure. You've mentioned Alex Ross a couple of times, and the series of Marvel covers he did, where it was the white backgrounds and just the one character on the cover.
Yeah.
When you get a minute, pull up those images. 90% of them. One of the guys at the shop pointed this out, and I've never been able to unsee it, because they're all kind of just from like the chest up, right?
Yeah, and it's called the timeless ones. Lucas,
those covers,
yeah.
But somebody pointed out that 90% of those, it looks like it's the view from the flush thing at the top of the urinal, because they all look like they're standing there peeing. And if you look at them, it is hysterical. You cannot unsee that.
Oh my
The
god!
Spider-Man one is particular favorite because he's supposed to be hanging upside down, so he's got both of his arms in like this,
Oh my
like
goodness!
a little kid. But you've got like people's like Namor is standing there with his hands on his hips, like yes,
Oh, that's good.
Imperious Rex. It is hysterical. Go look at those and just picture it as these guys are standing there peeing. It is so funny. It is
I
so
will.
funny. You
I'll have to
cannot
do it.
unsee it.
Now, when you're doing interiors, is there a different mindset or a different approach that you have to take between Spawn 77 and say Monsters or Graveyard Shift?
Yeah. Yes, especially when I did Spawn 77 last year. And Monsters was already 1 through 8 was basically done already. So that was the first big thing I had done since, and I had learned a lot on Monsters. With Spawn, I knew it would get more eyeballs on it, but I also wanted to play around with the color palette more. When I first started doing interiors, I was so worried, like, how do you have like I don't know, like a reddish light hitting the guy if there is no red light in the room, right? I was very particular about that stuff. And now I realize they just want good looking images. They're not going to hold you like there's no red light in this room or there's no green light or something. So with Spawn, I made it more colorful, but it's still, more grounded in reality. But Spawn was very interesting because of the cape, utilizing that. Um, and
You
also,
don't have a lot of characters that have capes. That's true. So
no,
yeah,
I honestly, I don't like. It's tougher for me to do capes because when you're doing capes with, I would say my style, I call it like 65% realistic, right? It's just it's not just your pencil ink styles, but it's not very realistic. Like Alex Ross is realistic to me.
yeah.
I try to play around in that middle zone a little bit, but when you do a cape, you want to make it look realistic, and that's it's just a lot of work having to get the fabric looking
Yeah, when
correct,
you
right?
realize that it's fabric and it's heavy and
How it
it doesn't
flows, where's
hold
it go?
right,
Yeah.
where's
So
the wind coming from, and yeah,
right. So I try not to, even though like Monster Slayer has a cape, but it's not that big.
yeah.
Dracula has a cape, but it's not that big. So Spawn has a pretty big cape,
And
but I love that about him and the way his cape looks. And in Spawn 77, it's like a little bit of metallic type of cape, and his suit is. So it's fun to play with the shininess of it. But it was a little bit different approach to it. And I don't know, on that, when I was working on it, I had to keep a certain page count. When I do monsters, if I go 40 pages, I go 40 pages, right? I just do it. But on that, they were trying to keep me at around 20 at some with issues. It was originally going to do it 6 issues, and issue 2, 3, 4, 5 were all around 20. But when they decided to go back to doing 3 and just combine it all, I have a chance to go back there and add a few more if I want. Where I thought, this fight scene could have went on a couple more pages, and I didn't have to cut, so I might add some more of that stuff. But Monsters, I'm learning as I go on it. It's rough. I was just talking to my son today about it. I don't think people realize this. It's really tough doing interiors. They might understand that, but it's harder when you're doing it monthly,
yep,
or even every other month. Really, right now I'm doing a book every month. It's either Midnight Man, Monsters. Now it's going to be Graveyard Shift and all that stuff. It's better, and I want to get to this point by next year where you're doing things in batches, right? Even TV shows, right? They take the summer off to film the next show, the next season, then they put it on TV. I would rather have like Monsters, 6 issue Monsters ready and waiting, and then release it all. Maybe it's monthly at that point, just put it out there, let you consume it, and then I go and make more. Then when you do it monthly, monthly books are designed to have new creative teams come in, right? Because it's rough to keep doing it.
Well,
and
it'll
to be
drain
like
you real fast.
it drains you. And that's why when I wrap up the next storyline of Monsters, I'm probably going to have a little hiatus on it and work on the next big story arc and have it done. I prefer that. I prefer like what we did with Spawn, where it's already done. You know, when it comes out, all the issues are there. We did that with Monster and the Wolf. We already had it done because of the Kickstarter. We had the first 8 issues of Monsters already done. So that way, if something happens, like what if I get sick or whatever, you don't have to worry about that because the product's already finished.
That's the
So
new thing from Robert Kirkman. What's the book called? Terminal. Have you seen anything about that?
yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't read it or
It's
anything.
well, it hadn't come out yet. It's Robert
Oh,
Kirkman and Joe Casey writing, and the artists on it are Andy Kubert.
oh wow.
Shoot, who are the other two artists? Alan Davis,
I love Alan Davis.
and I forget who the third. There's a third one. They're all three like names you automatically know. You're like,
Right.
oh my gosh, I know these guys. That's going to be a monthly series, but they've built it so that they can switch. You know, if each artist does specific issues, and also before they ever announced anything about it, they've already got 18 issues in the can.
See, that's just
18.
amazing. Yeah, that's crazy. That's the way to do it. I think that's the way comics are positioned now. I know that with Spawn stuff over there, they actually have a lot of things ready before they get released. Like Sam and Twitch was ready for years, and some of these other, you know, maybe they're mini series or maxi series or however you want to put them. Monthly titles are tough to go. I just can't imagine being a single creator where you're doing everything and then go 100 issues. I don't see how you could do it and try to get it out every other month or even every month. Because you also don't want to put out crap. You don't want it to be junk where you're like, I had to make my deadline, so I had to forego the fight scene, or I had to forego this because I didn't have enough time. So that's the problem there is, it's nice to have it already done. So, and I mean, yeah, I could sit there and get other artists to help or other writers or something. The writing is not the artwork's what takes so long, right? The writing,
I would think, yeah.
it doesn't.
I mean, you got a pretty good artist that lives with you that could help out some.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, I've tried. He's supposed to be making me a commercial for Graveyard Shift, but
that is a great segue. What is Graveyard Shift, Mark?
Okay, so one with and I don't want people to think I'm done with Monsters. Monsters, is my brand. I'm gonna keep going with that. But Graveyard Shift was a thing where I said, look, okay, there's some things that I did that you could start over, but it's like I'm like, there's so many things I've learned now that if I could have went back and did it all over again, I would have done different. And maybe one day I will redo Monsters, from the very beginning or something. But I was like, I have this cool concept. Let's not set it in the Monsters universe. I don't want nothing tied to it, right? I don't want you to be like, oh, I don't read Monsters, so I better not read this. I want it to be all self-contained, no spin-offs. It's just that book. And I had a neat idea, and I thought, this is cool. I'm going to run with this. And I wanted it to be because we were kicking around the idea about doing another blind bag. And I said, well, let's do this with the blind bag, right? Because I could have just put it on Monsters 12 and we'd done the blind bag with it. But I wanted to do something different. And the blind bags, I learned a lot with those, the 2 that we put out, about waste, how many covers are just, people don't even look at and how much time they took me to do. So I'm just taking all this stuff that I learned and applying it here. But Graveyard Shift is about, it's, I hate doing these things, but I'm going to do it because they always say don't say this, but they always say don't make it say like it's like this and this. They say don't say that, but I'm going to do it anyway.
If you ever look at the solicits in the what used to be previews,
yeah,
all the best ones say things like that because that tells retailers how to sell it.
Well, yeah. My thing is this: it's like Squid Game. It's like Running Man. It's like so. It's not your just typical Because you could look at it and go, oh, it's Suicide Squad or something, right? It's a bunch of dead heroes or something. No, it's not that. This is where these people are in debt. This is secret organization comes around called Graveyard Shift, and you can sign away your post-life time to get out of debt, live your best life right now, right? Because you're debt free, you have lots of money, but they're coming back after you die, and they want you to work off your debt, right? And you get 5 hours a night basically because you're working the graveyard shift. But so it's a metaphor for life a little bit, because a lot of people think, man, I'm never gonna be able to quit work, right? Because you're having to constantly work. So it's a thing where they're working towards something they don't think they'll ever achieve because they want retirement, but there's also interest to your debt, so it's not going away. But basically, they come alive at night when the guy called the boss clocks them in, and then they. So sometimes he might not clock you in that night, right? He might not need you. He's clocking the other guy in. But
that is a cover.
yeah, I love that one. That one's called Shift Faced. So really, all of them have the name Shift in them. But so it's a neat little thing where they're coming around to protect the city from supernatural threats. If they die, it doesn't matter. A day shift worker picks them up, brings them back. They're back there the next night. So I just thought it's a really neat, different kind of thing that I think people will like. And then the body bags are kind of like, it just goes along with it. I thought that's kind of cool. And we're doing something different this year where there'll be one book that's printed the most, because I didn't want to do 30 covers, base covers and all that. So we got one book that's printed the most. Then there's books. There's no variants this time. You don't get a book and then get a foil book of it, or a glow in the dark of it. It's just they're all single covers. So there's the cover A basically, or the cover for the bag, and then there's going to be covers that will be signed. I call them like the gold sig and a silver sig. They'll have like a gold spot foil on the top or a silver spot foil, and I'm signing those in chrome or gold chrome. So those will all come signed. Then there's a 1 in 25,000 where I'm actually doing a full sketch on a sketch cover, and the sketch cover for those are different than the sketch covers you could normally buy, because I didn't want it to be where somebody brings me a sketch cover and says, hey, draw on this, and now basically they got the 1 in 25,000, right? So the 1 in 25,000s are special. They're going to have their own special sketch cover, and I'll sketch on those. There's also a glow in the dark cover. There's some secret covers in there. We're not going to reveal all the covers because it's one of those things. They're so rare. I don't want it spoiled. And I know people will open these beforehand, how they do, but some of them are so rare, I don't think they'll be able to even spoil it. So we're gonna have really cool body bags, and then we're adding another layer on top this year where there's cards in it. There's your time card for each character is going to be in it.
Oh, I like that idea.
That's cool. I do.
So even if you got the same cover, you might have a different card, and then of those cards, there's going to be rare foil cards of those. So 1 in 100 to get the foil, and then on top of that, there's rare 1 of 1 cards. Only one made that's going to be
cool. That's cool.
So I thought that was neat. It kind of goes along with it because you got to clock in. It's your time card. They'll feature character art on one side, and on the back like their little own time card. So yeah, little extra stuff. We might even add a few more extra surprises before it goes off on FOC. We have pushed it back. I don't know if it's been updated yet, but it will be coming out in October now. We did that to, I wanted it to be a little bit further away from Spawn. I didn't want a retailer to go, well, do I get Spawn number 1 or do I get Graveyard Shift number 1? Right? I want them to be able to get both and have a little bit of distance between them. So, but yeah, we'll be releasing some pages to Graveyard Shift here in a couple of weeks. We'll put those on social media. We might even have some other promo things out there that'll be featured in that I can't talk about, but yeah, it's just going to be a neat fun time. It's like I said, it's its own universe. It's got villains. And I'm making it to where it's, a kid could like it to an adult could like it. I'm not going to make it too dark. Of course I love, blood and violence and stuff, but I'm not going to make it too like adult like Alan would like, I guess.
Hey, look. You and I have thoroughly covered there's a very particular thing that I think that you do very well.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that a lot. But at the same time, I'm all about some Monster Squad too. I mean, I love that movie.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Kind of, y'all about to peel back the curtain a minute and see behind the wizard behind the all this other stuff. That text message conversation that we were having the other night, and you were just talking about maybe some special things.
Oh yeah,
upcoming you hadn't decided. I literally texted you 3 things not 30 minutes ago.
Okay, I will.
So yeah, check your text messages.
Oh no.
But it's not the things that I thoroughly enjoy.
I
I don't know. A couple of them would be cool if you did that to them.
Oh yeah, one of those. The last one is that's actually I did an exclusive for a different person, not myself, and it's going to be an homage of that last one.
Really?
We have looked into lenticular. They need more time. I would love to do one, but they want like 2 months to print it. It's really a weird process. But and the other one, yeah, we're looking at that already. But yeah, those things. That's why I didn't want to overdo the covers this time. I didn't want to do 90. I think if you like Graveyard Shift, you're able to get, I think I counted up, it's like 12 or 13 covers total, right? And that's everything. So that's actually more feasible. I didn't think when we did the other ones how much of a burden it was for someone to try to just collect, like say, hey man, I'd like to get them all. And, besides the one of ones. And that was a big burden to try to get all those. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more accessible. Some will still be rare, very rare, but at least it's more obtainable now. And it's not creating, that many. So all the covers are done for issue 1. The interior art's not done yet. And
so you still got time to add me and Alan in there?
Yeah, y'all could be in Graveyard Shift number 1. I might do that.
Well, I mean, Josh was in Monsters number 1.
That's true. Well, Alan, I think, is in Midnight Man number 1.
He absolutely is. That is definitely Alan.
Yeah, I'm in Midnight Man. Now, see, now you've got to
with a close-up, no less.
Graveyard Shift.
With a close-up, no less.
I told you when I did that, I said that fellow reminded me of Alan a little bit.
Oh,
he's got glasses on and stuff, but it kind of reminded me of him.
Oh,
what makes it so bad is I literally have a pair of glasses at home that look exactly like that. Because when you texted that and I first saw it, I just busted out laughing. I was like, that SOB. I just could not stop laughing.
At first, he was my first pass of the script, he was a really mean, ornery dude. And then I decided to just make it the other guy being mean. So I actually had him being nice and saying, "No, don't be saying that stuff." So, but yeah, it was originally more like Alan.
I get that.
The little loud one, but
the little loud one.
That's exactly right. Holy smokes! It sounds like a Graveyard Shift. You're going to be able to you can have a steady cast of characters, or you can change up the team from issue to issue depending on he got blown away yesterday. It's going to take a while to get him back.
That's the good thing about Graveyard Shift is there is a mystery there. I won't give too much away, but I wanted the metaphor of being working, right? They work, and it's a funeral parlor, but they call it the office, right? They have a break room, they have a locker room. It's a metaphor for work, but it's also where they know other people have gotten fired. Some of them have retired, or they've been told that. So it's a mystery there too. Like, are they really working the boss really who he says he is, and things like that. So you have that aspect of it, the supernatural aspect of it. You can have different team members come in and out. I have the big guy, the picture you showed earlier. He's really big in the back, like a Hulk looking type of guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
only activated when they really need it, right? Because it's so he's not always clocked in every night. So I have the aspects like that. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be different, and I was looking forward to doing it. And it's not burdened with too many characters. It's not burdened with all the stories and stuff I already have. But and I've really enjoyed doing Midnight Man. Number 2 comes out here in a few weeks. Monsters 11. I really enjoyed it because it has a bunch of monsters in it. They're all arguing. It's fun. But I wanted to try to do something a little bit different while I'm still maneuvering Monsters to when this big storyline's over with. Monsters is going to really focus more on Monster Slayer and who he's going up against, right? It's going to turn more into a single point of focus. Right now, it's almost like the Avengers or something. It's everywhere. But that's just how I had to tell that story. But eventually, it will be moved in a little bit better. But
Now,
speaking of your plot that you put forward for Graveyard Shift, Stacy Akers movie says, "What's your favorite movie where a character's on the run?"
Oh gosh, man, Fugitive. I guess that
Fugitive
would be
was the first one that jumped to my mind. I love that movie.
Yep.
When I was mentioning Running Man earlier, I love that movie, the original. I didn't mind this
the
last
Schwarzenegger
one.
version or the new one?
I like the Schwarzenegger version just because it's so 80s.
It's so
But
80s.
The new one was okay to me. I enjoyed it. I saw it at home. I didn't see it in the theater. But this is the reason the Graveyard Shift is similar to that. Not that they're on the run, at least not right now. It's that people do things when they need debt. I mean, they're in debt, right? When you're like needing money. So, and I think everybody can identify with that just about, like, man, how do I get out of this situation if I was given a chance? So I want it to be more like that. And that's why it reminds me of, like, if you've seen Squid Game, those guys are in there because they're in bad debt or needing some money. And not all these characters, you'll get to know each of the characters individually. They don't have their memories right now at the beginning, but they're going to start slowly remembering things. And that's like a no-no. And they're going to remember why they needed this stuff. And, maybe one of them is, they have a sick child or a sick parent. One of them could be a gambler. It's different things. So, but it's a great, I look at it as it's a fresh, new thing. It's a concept when it's not just a bunch of characters, right? It's not just a team of guys, fighting, and it's a little horror aspect to it. This is going to have some fun things. I've been learning the new vernacular of how kids talk. My children talk totally different now, of the words that they say. And I've been writing them all down because I'm like, wow, these guys, when they died, it was like in the 80s or early 90s. So when they're brought back now and they're working, they have no idea when someone calls them certain names. They're like, what are you talking about? And so it's a fish out of water kind of thing too. Like, what would someone who died in the 1991 think about cell phones now, and all that kind of stuff? So that there's a lot of different aspects to it. But
the TV show Ghosts has some of those elements to it, right? Because these ghosts have all died over a long period of time, right? You got an American Indian, you got a Viking who died on these shores, all the way up through, somebody from the Revolutionary War to the super rich lady. And they all have these different points of reference, right? So they see something new and they're like, what is that?
So is the Graveyard Shift, is it going to be ongoing, mini, maxi?
I could see it being ongoing. That's how I'm looking at it right now. But if it's like a Marvel or DC book. When the sales ain't there, they go, well, we're changing it. We're ending it at issue 10. We're stopping it or something. So I would like it to go on because I think it's an interesting idea that you could just go on for, like I said, there's different team members, and there's another thing where I'm trying to make it to where I kind of know the ending, where and I want to get all that written down to where I know what we're working toward, and if people like it enough, we'll take a longer road to get there. But it's I know this right now. I already know the little secrets, the little twist that we're going to do. But I could see it going for a while.
Sounds like if you like Hyde Street, you'll like this book.
Okay.
Like if you like Hyde Street and superhero kind of things, 80s superhero kind of stuff, you'll like this book. Does that make sense to you, Alan?
He doesn't even know.
Alan's thinking about it.
He's just smiling.
Oh crap! I'm sorry, I zoned out there for a second. I thought you were talking to Mark.
No, I said, Alan, does that make sense to you? And you just sat there and didn't do anything, and then you coughed.
So let me put it this way, Mark. Does it make sense to you?
I haven't read
Hyde Street.
I haven't. I don't know the concept.
Okay. I know where we're at now because I was already thinking about something else.
I see how important I am to you.
Yeah, really.
And I'm thick.
Because what I was thinking about involves you too. Honestly, it kind of sounds like a cross, and I'm about to like really stretch one out here, and 90% of the people that hear what I'm about to say are not going to know what I'm talking about. But it almost sounds like it might be somewhat of a cross between Monster Squad and Misfits of Science.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. It's I don't know. Misfits of Science, yeah, a little bit. Monster Squad, not as much. Like Monsters to me was more Monster Squad, especially at the beginning with the kids and all that. And then but this is more when I set out to do it, I was sitting there thinking about what could I do, something a little different. And I actually came up with this when Monsters was thought of, and I pitched it to Image Comics back in 23. And they had told me we already had a book named Graveyard Squad. And I wrote back and said, I'm not Graveyard Squad, Graveyard Shift. And I wrote back and said, well, I can change the name. Never wrote me again about it. So Dark Horse looked at it, a couple other ones, they all passed on it. So I've had the idea for a while now. I changed out some of the visuals a little bit over the years, but so I just thought, hey, that would be cool that these people only can work during certain hours of the night, and they're, I don't know, a little bit like Beetlejuice if you think about that. But I don't want it to be a whole world where they're all dead, where, like in Beetlejuice, where it's a whole afterlife world. This is more a supernatural where they figured out how to bring these people back for a reason. And only so many they can do that with. And they're doing it to protect others, or that's what they're saying. So,
did you, there was a movie that came out when we were younger, The Serpent and the Rainbow. Do you remember that?
Is that the one with Bill Pullman?
Yes, it was the one with Bill Pullman. How the voodoo witch doctor, he brought certain people back by zombifying, but he was bringing them back to control them.
Right.
So could we say that, and not for good purposes. So could we say that Graveyard Shift is kind of like the opposite of that?
It could be, but we're, I won't say that they're bringing them back for good purposes. You never know, how many times have people been lied to about work? So,
let me think.
Leave that out
all
there.
The time.
Yeah. So it's again, I want it to be a lot of that where, I was chuckling when I was writing some of this down. Like I was like, oh man, they'll work at the office. They never see their boss, but they talk about him all the time. They can't stand him. There's a day shift worker that is just a human dude that they see, and he tells them little notes and all this kind of stuff. So after a while, you're wondering, like, and what I'm doing, actually what, am I being told the truth here? Someone, I want to say Lucas or Chase told me when they had heard it, they said, is that like Severance? I haven't watched Severance, so I don't know. But it's an Apple show, and I think they're working either in the afterlife or in a dream or something like that. But
well, no, Severance. The principle there is when you go to work, you leave everything else outside the door,
okay,
right?
that's
And you become a different person. Like, and when you leave, so they have to go in through this tunnel. And as they go through the tunnel, like everything not work related goes away. And when they leave for the day, everything work related goes away. So it's this real separation between the two, right? Except, you can't trust things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's Severance. That's a good pull.
Well, that might be a little bit of that in there too, because I do want to have it where it's I'm big into mysteries and twists and stuff like that, so it has a little bit of that too.
Grace says it was. Hope you're doing well, and it was nice to meet you at the expo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing decent, doing a lot of work. I just we'd been over it. I may or may not be doing another Marvel cover soon. I can't really say. But
you didn't even know you were doing this one.
I sit.
And you had already done it.
How do you know? You don't even know what you're doing for.
I just turned in. What was y'all talking about right when I joined? Was y'all talking about Aquaman?
Yeah.
Oh, because someone had said, "Are you talking about Aquaman?"
It's been so good.
I just turned in a cover this morning. It's a connecting covers for Aquaman.
Dude, Aquaman right now is so good.
I haven't read them, but everybody's saying Emperor Aquaman is amazing.
It is so good.
Is killing it with this series. He is such a good writer.
I'm going to guess that you're not going to be familiar with what I'm about to say, Mark, but I genuinely think that, Alan, you tell me what you think. Does Mark, or does he not, need to do a Dungeon Crawler Carl? And can you imagine that?
He needs to go full blown. And it should be the cover. It should be a cover with Carl, Donut, and Ellie.
Oh, Ellie. Yeah, he would love Ellie. But Mark, you doing Dungeon Crawler Carl, that would be like mixing crack and heroin.
Who does that? Is that done by Image?
It's a book. It's not a comic. Now they are going to have a comic coming out. They do have a comic coming out.
Okay, because I knew that. Yeah, that was hooked up with. Or no, they did the free comic book day one, right?
Yeah,
there's Firestorm,
and everybody lost their minds. Classic Firestorm.
Yeah.
Now that said, this was not my favorite cover that you did the past couple of weeks, or that came out the past couple of weeks. This one, holy smokes!
Yeah, I like the Dead Man one.
What a cover!
I wish Firestorm I'd had more time, because I had to get all those done, all the number 4s, and then that one, which was a number 2. I had to have them done like in a week, and so some of them, that's what I hate, is when it's something like Firestorm. I love that character, and I wish I could have done a better job on it, because just not really. I think I did good for what I did, but a different pose and do something really fun with it. But I might be able to do another one later on. I can ask them and see. But those were interesting, because I had to do Deathstroke, I had to do Batwoman, Firestorm, Dead Man, and what was it? Barbara Gordon. That hadn't come out yet.
Barbara Gordon Breakout. Yeah.
There was just so many I had to do, because they wanted them within a short period of time. So that's
if we see anything that says cover C by Mark Spears, and it's not hidden behind some kind of like you must order 8,000 copies to get this, we order it. We carry them at Haven. So anybody who's looking for Mark Spears covers, even though he does not look like he's standing in a urinal,
no,
you're going to have to fix that, Mark. You're going to have to start keeping that in mind. What would this from shoulders up? How do I make this guy look like he's standing in a urinal? He might be, but he's having a bad day if that's what's going on.
When I did those, I also had to do the Superman, the Zod storyline. What is it called?
Yes.
Kingdom of Zod.
Yeah.
And some of those felt like that, where I was drawing the person, it's just straight on shot. It felt like something like that, where you're having them in the bathroom, because it was weird. again, it was a time constraint. We had to have all those done within. I want to say I did all those like the last week of May, and it was a ton. But it's a thing where when they ask you to do something and they go, "Hey, we got a week. Can you get it done?" You don't want to turn it down. It's doing some great characters. I love Zod. I love Superman. I just wish, I had more times where it could be amazing cover. But this industry is not the way it used to be back when I had a comic book store. It's a quicker turnaround. It's like, what's
Oh
in the
yeah.
news next week? You can do the most amazing cover. I mean, maybe it's just a 10 out of 10. And in 1 week, everybody's forgotten because it's the next cover, right? It's what's hot that week. Only if something happens in that issue or something, does that cover become something big later on. So it's a tougher industry with the shelf life of things. But
Somebody's asking for an absolute Batman Clayface exclusive cover, maybe for Cincinnati.
I do have an Absolute Batman exclusive for Cincinnati, and it's actually that's the issue. The Bat is coming out, right? Barbara,
Absolute Batgirl. Yep.
yeah, Batgirl, but they call her the Bat.
Yep.
I was working on it last night. It's almost done.
Now, Cincinnati, that's in September, isn't it?
Into September. Yeah.
It's in Ohio.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so I got to ask this question. It's in Ohio. I got to ask this
It made
question.
Mark laugh. That was what I was going for.
What are we looking like for FarleyCon?
Yeah.
I mean, FarleyCon's coming up close. I mean, we're really
Farley's here in less than a month. I don't know. I wish I knew how many people were coming. I don't know if it's going to be like Huntsville. Huntsville was busy that first half of Friday, and then Saturday wasn't busy at all, and then Sunday was a little busy. So we don't know because it's hard to judge Huntsville because MegaCon was 3 or 4 weeks
Right
before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then Farley is a week after San Diego. Of course, I'm not going to be at San Diego, so I don't know. We don't know if it's going to be busy or not. We're trying to figure out like how many people we need to take with us, or any, and then I'm trying to figure out exclusives. I'm only doing 3, I think that I'm bringing. I might bring other things with me, but that would be it. And then so I don't know. I need to talk to Rocky over there and ask him how what do you call it, like pre-sales of the tickets or whatever it is.
Ticket pre-sales.
It's a really tough thing to judge when you're going to cons like that. Is it going to be busy, or is it going to be where people are like, well, I just saw him in Huntsville, or I just saw him at MegaCon, or I'm going to wait, to catch him down the road. So I just don't know. But
I mean, it's been 4 months since the expo. So that might be a nice little break.
Yeah, I know September would probably be decent into September because, Graveyard Shift was going to be out, but we pushed it back. But Spawn would be out.
Spawn will be out.
So I think that up there in Cincinnati, plus I'm having a absolute exclusive. So that I think will be decent. I don't know how big, it could just be where we have a few people or whatever. It's really tough to judge, how many people come out. So yeah, I was talking about that with Melissa the other day about like what our expectations are, because you don't want to be underwhelmed and you don't want to be overwhelmed. You don't want to be sitting there have nothing to do, and then you also don't want to be where you're like, man, I wish I'd have brought everybody because this is insane. So we just don't know.
Well, I mean, FarleyCon's only a couple hours from the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you tell me what you need me to do. If you need me to be there, I'll be there. If you don't need me to be there, I'm probably still going to be there.
Still going to be there.
It's only an hour and a half away, so it's not that bad. But yeah, we're trying to figure out because this year he has more guests coming, so that always helps, right? He has last year he only had one wrestler, and it was Slaughter. This year he has a few more. You know,
Got
Devon
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Bruce, yeah, Devon Dudley, I think, and
Yeah.
I didn't even look to see who all he
there's
has.
like two other wrestlers or something, and then he has, of course, Larry's back.
Larry Hobbit, he's got Steve Leialoha coming, and I'm excited about that because he was the inker on all of those early books that Herb Trimpe did the pencils on, and I've always wanted to meet him. And he's also got Ron Rudat coming, who did the character design for all of the action figures.
Oh yeah, he was the one that what was it? Leatherface, Leatherneck, wasn't he?
Leatherneck.
Leatherneck. He was the actual. Didn't they use his face on Leatherneck?
They based the character Leatherneck on him. Yeah.
So yeah, I think they have more. Oh, they got Zartan there, which, you know, I had the Zartan exclusive. I'll bring, but I was hoping to bring a new exclusive, and I was wanting to do. I talked to Skybound about it. I was wanting to put all those characters in it. You know, that's going to be there: Storm Shadow and Zartan and Spirit and all these guys, but I couldn't make the time work. When they needed it and when it would be out. So I would able to do it, but somebody else is already doing an exclusive. So, you know, I also didn't want to, you know, rain on that parade. But yeah, we're seeing. I might talk to Rocky to see if he can give me like some kind of number,
an idea of what
pre-sales look like. Last year he knew right before. Did you know last year we didn't even know we were going until I want to say the last week of July. We only gave him 2 weeks notice.
Just 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and so if he knows kind of like how many pre-sale tickets he's got and says it's lower or it's about this, if it's about the same, then I'd be like, oh, you know. So that's the only thing is we're trying to prepare so we don't. You know, I don't want to bring so many people and they're just sitting there going, we got nothing to do, and I don't want to have it where I don't have enough either. So
now, you know me, whether it's slam packed or it's just the two of us sitting there,
we'll be cracking up.
Have fun.
That is 100%.
And you know, I'm going to start talking about people.
Oh yeah, I do know. Do breakfast. Yep.
I mean,
I'll change that conversation a little bit and say, how cool was it when we'd eat breakfast and Larry was right over there eating breakfast? That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
That was neat. So,
you can't make Alan do things. You have to convince him it's his idea.
One thing that Alan will do at a con is he will take a look around and he will determine really fast who has seen who naked.
Oh my. Yeah. So yeah, in the end, yeah, we're wondering.
FarleyCon, August 1st.
August 1st, FarleyCon.
That is kind of like Alan's superpower. So if you don't want to be found out, don't go.
That's true. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we'll see. I'm going to talk to them, and I got to reach out to the FarleyCon owner to, you know, figure out what tables. I've been so busy we hadn't even got to, you know, mess with all that, like what tables we need and all that kind of stuff. So I gotta reach out to them about it. So, but yeah, and then I need to start promoting it too. I think I put a post out a couple weeks ago about it. I need to make some more. I'm just I'm just so busy all the time. You know,
you can make Chase your like social media guy.
I wish.
You got to be able to make him do something.
Chase found out about girls a couple of years ago, and it's really tough.
Oh, hey, those two at the expo. Did anything ever come of that? I mean, I need an update.
Not of those girls, that the different ones, but he.
I was rooting for the redhead.
Oh man, I can't say nothing. He might see this.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah. Well, it's CNN will cover this. It'll be everywhere. But no, he's talking to some other girl right now. I can't say anything about that. But anyways,
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about any of that. But yeah, Farley's coming up. That'll be my next appearance, and then we've got Cincinnati, and then then I might try to promote Graveyard Shift when it comes out in October. But that would be my last con. Will be September. I was going to do New York with Todd, and I had heard that they didn't need me or something. So I don't know. That still might be on the table, but I think not, because it would be so last minute if they say they need me now. When you know what I'm saying, like you're then having to figure out where you're going to room. You got to figure out tickets to get in and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if it'd be worth it if I hadn't planned on it. So probably Cincinnati's my last appearance of the year at a con, and then I got to start worrying about next year's cons. Don't know what I'm doing there. I don't know if I'm doing MegCon. There's Huntsville. We've been talking about Huntsville, like, you see, like, Jeremy's done it in the past where he will, he'll skip somebody for a couple of years, bring them back, then they get a bigger audience. And I'm just wondering, am I burning people out by going every year? Should I skip a year too? So I don't know. Jeremy's nice enough. I think, he was saying anytime I want to, but, we did great though with that Art the Clown thing. That was amazing.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was, people loved it. I still get people talking about it to this day. So we might do that again. If I did that, I probably wouldn't. Well, next year, MegCon's actually in May. Huntsville's first. So it's a little different. But I'll have to figure those out. It's tough. People ask all the time, like, why I don't do more cons, more appearances.
Every day you're not at home doing that work that they want.
Yeah, why ain't I out there doing other work so they can see me? It's a tough thing when you're doing. If you was just a cover artist, I probably could swing it. But doing interiors and writing and doing all that, it takes up so much time, because you're talking about one book will take 30 days to do. Well, then that's a whole month. So it's just that way. And we're trying to, I don't know, this is what they talked to me today about. We're going to try to have Graveyard Shift number 2 come out in December. Monsters 12 would be out in November. Graveyard Shift would be out in October. September, I believe they're wanting to do something for Monsters Day, the anniversary of Monsters coming out, like a reprint of number 1 with something. I don't know. We're still working on the details. But so we've got stuff coming, and somebody got to do it. So
you could do if they do a reprint of number 1 for the cover, it should be every single one of the monsters dressed up like a family photo, like a family portrait,
like a bad family photo from the 80s.
Like a bad family portrait.
My friend Jeremy and his wife Sarah, and I think they had one other person in there, one of their friends. They did a photo op with Nathan Fillion a couple years ago at Dragon Con, and they told him they wanted to do a bad family photo from the 80s, and he's like on it. So they all stood there, and they're wearing their terrible sweaters that look like they came straight from the Huxtables. You know what I'm talking about? And all this stuff, and they're standing here like, and just kind of all looking off over here like,
oh my goodness.
And Nathan Fillion is just, it is so funny. It's so funny. It is one of my favorite pictures ever.
That'd be great. Oh, when is that that just made me think, when does that Weird Al come out? I did that.
August, I think.
August.
The World's Finest.
Yeah. Maybe
you got them in their pajamas.
Maybe Jeremy could bring Al back next year. I don't know. I don't know how well it went over. He came in 26, then to 25. No,
25. Yeah, it was
25. Yeah, so he was just here, so I don't know. But man, that would have worked out great if that had come out around.
Has Jeremy really even announced anybody yet?
Not really.
Yeah. Well, usually I thought he didn't try to until the fall. Right?
Usually announces 1 or 2 people, like at the closing, where he makes that closing announcement at the expo.
A lot of people ask me on that stuff. They'll be like, "Hey, we need, especially like Huntsville. Well, when he's gonna, I don't know. Let's say he's getting Mr. T. I don't know, and they say, "Hey, why don't you do an exclusive and all that stuff?" It's a weird situation with all that, because let's just say he invites Mr. T and he's coming, and then especially if Mr. T got a movie gig, he's going to do that right before the con, right? He's going to leave.
Yep. Yep.
Then you've already invested in getting all those comic books made. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough, it's almost a gamble that you're hoping that person doesn't cancel.
Bail on you.
We had talked, me and Jeremy, when we were going to do Art the Clown. I said, or we can go and do a Darth Maul cover. We were going to do that because, see, at that point, he had 2 Darth Mauls there, right? He had the voice, and then he had Ray Parks. And then it ended up neither came, right, because of obligations. So that's
one was obligations, and the other one went nuts.
I didn't know which it was. Ray Park.
He was posting revenge porn.
What? I didn't know.
Oh yeah, dude, he like lost it.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought they just he had something else to film. Wow. Well,
he had something to film, all right.
So, anyways, it is very tough to do exclusives like that for a con with the celebrity, because they can always, cancel because they have other obligations, and then you're stuck with, what do you do? So it's a tough thing like that. I was so happy Art the Clown worked out. Maybe, so if I do Expo next year, maybe we can get something else worked out with another thing. But they're fun to do.
That's the Expo. We got to figure out FarleyCon.
Yeah,
that's right. That's next.
That's next.
That's actually
we're looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun.
I'll like I said, I'll let you guys know. I'll reach out to Rocky about it and find out, so I can kind of get an idea how many people might be there, and then I'll let you guys know.
And I'll be honest with you, I had so much fun with y'all at FarleyCon. FarleyCon is now on my list for every single year. From as long as y'all are there, I'm there.
There was people showed up with some of my fans and said they liked that better than any other con. Like, no offense to Jeremy at all, but than Huntsville, just because of where it's located. Right, it's down in that one area where you have food right there, right?
Restaurants,
hotels right there. It was just. It was like you were in a little bubble, right? You didn't have to go anywhere else, and people really enjoyed that. So, I wouldn't mind. That's why we decided to do it again. Usually, I don't do cons back to back just because of the same people are seeing you again. They might not come out, so we'll see. We might do even a promo. I think Melissa was saying we ought to do some kind of like poster or something hand out.
That's a good idea.
We might do that.
To me, it was cool because it was a smaller con, and it was a con that was full of the stuff that we grew up with.
Oh yeah,
it really was. It really was. And even the high school gym feeling part of it on that other side.
Oh yeah.
It just felt like you were right at home.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was great. That's why I want to go back. Rocky's excellent over there, and hopefully there's something I can do to help try to drum up some business there. And like I said, we might do some kind of poster or something to get people out. So stay tuned. We'll know, and if we do something like that, y'all can let everybody know next week on y'all's show. But we'll put the word out. So
we will. Well, I know we're butting up on time, but one of the things I wanted to tell you, in case you didn't see it earlier, and I know you're usually working and not trolling around on Facebook, but today was Alex's 50th birthday, or would have been Alex's 50th birthday.
Melissa told me earlier, she said, hey, did you? So she saw it, and I was like, wow.
I know you and Alex went way back.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that would have been in like 90. Let me think. I started working there at 96. So I probably met him probably 97. He started coming in there. He was working at Checkers at that time.
Yeah.
And I remember I was just so impressed with his comic knowledge, right? And
Bottomless Pit. Yes, he's absolutely an encyclopedia.
Because I would be there, right? I'm working. Somebody walks in. Do you have blankety blank blank? And I was like, and they're like, it was done by blah blah blah. And then Alex would be sitting over there because he would just hang out, right?
Yep.
and he's sitting in there eating or something, and then he'd go, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about, this," and I'm like, I have no clue. And then he would go over there and find it for him. And
Yep.
I remember telling we was changing owners, and in around '98, I think it was, and I told them, I said, "Hey, if you're on the first hire you should do is hire Alex, get him away from Checkers, because I said your sales will go up." And that's the first thing we did. Right when he took over, we went and got Alex, because
smartest play in the world.
Yeah, he was besides being caring and just a nice personality, he had huge comic book knowledge, and he was just happy in general. Right?
Best sense of humor ever.
I don't remember him not smiling, and my only regret in the comic stuff is he's not here to see it. That would have been so awesome. He would have been so happy for me, and I'm sure he would be like, "Man, what's Tom McFarlane like?" And what's it like to do this and that. And I hate that, because I don't have him to share it with. It's sad. It's gone way too soon, man. And oh wow. How many years has it been? What? How long has it been gone now? Is it been
5?
40?
I think.
Yeah,
5 years.
I think it's
because it was in 22, wasn't it?
21 or 22.
21. Because it was
21 or 22. It might have been 22.
I think it was 22.
I try not to think about it a lot, because it sucks.
It does.
But it's so hard to believe. So hard to believe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Alex left us and left me stuck with Tom, so I've got a freaking bone to pick with Alex one day.
Yeah, he did you dirty.
I mean, no, he flat out F'd me.
He did you over there. You know what? Alex is somewhere laughing right now about that.
Absolutely laughing.
Oh, we're gonna have words about it again one day.
We were talking earlier about when you would come up to the shop and Alex would have the TV on, all this weird stuff of like dudes just like cooking gourmet meals in the woods on nothing but a hot rock, and this kind of thing. And he would run streams of old commercials from the 50s, 60s, and 70s from TV commercials. He'd just watch hours of that stuff. And the training videos from Burger King, there was a series of those from the 80s that he would watch those because they were hysterically funny. Mm-hmm. But he was always like pulling out like super weird stuff like that. And you'd walk in there, you never knew what was going to be playing on that TV.
Man.
Well, gentlemen, we started with Alex. We ended with Alex. Let's call it a night.
That's appropriate. That's appropriate.
All right, guys.
Hey, thanks.
It's been a blast. I have to run. Melissa just texted me, and she said, "Where you at?" So I got to go.
Tell her that you were with me, and it's okay because I authorized this.
I'll get you with you guys soon about Farley, and we'll talk about it. But thanks. We'll drop in again before FOC on Graveyard Shift 2. We'll go over it again.
Pre-orders out for Graveyard Shift. Everybody go pick it up or go sign up for it.
We gotta hit back on Spawn 77 too. I'll have to come back on a couple weeks. So
sounds good. All right, well, thanks everybody. We'll catch y'all next time.